I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 255 of the program. Tonight we are discussing the third and, I think, final film in the Ty West trilogy with Mia Goth, Maxine. My name's Amy. I'm your fearless leader. Joined tonight by my pitch hitter, my partner Kay.
Are you using a sports analogy?
That's right.
I don't know it.
Jamie's not here, so I have to use sports analogies for her.
Okay.
She's usually the one who does that.
And I'm the pitch hitter.
She likes to say, goes hard in the paint.
I don't know what that means.
It's a basketball reference. It's not important. Anyway, here to talk about Maxine, which is a trilogy. Quit smiling at me. It's making me uncomfortable. It's weird when someone's bodily in the room with me. Listeners, I hope you liked our last episode, which was a flashback all the way back to episode, I think, 21 or something.
Yeah, it was real early, and you could tell by the audio quality.
Mm-hmm. We've upgraded since then. You're welcome.
Yes, a pleasure.
But was it an okay episode?
Oh yeah. I liked the energy betwixt the three of you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I hope you like that trip down memory lane. If you ever want to listen to our older episodes, they're all on our website, thebloodlust.net, and you can download them and listen to them from there. I don't understand why smaller podcasts than ours are able to have more than 100 podcasts on their feed on iTunes, but we are for some reason only allowed to have 100. If you have any idea of why this is, get in touch with us. We'd love to fix that.
Probably because you're just classy broads.
I don't know. We're too classy, I guess. So, our roundtable for tonight has to do with trilogies, and horror trilogies in particular, and what are our favorite ones, to be most particular about it. Love, we've got a list here of some trilogies, if you want to look at them.
I refuse. I'm going to go off question and just say that all of my favorite of the slasher genres have more than 3.
It's true, they do.
I love a ghost face.
Yeah.
I love Chucky. Oh, what a terrible, awful little boy.
He's not even a boy at all.
Not anymore. What else? What else are my stupid...
What'd you think of Sleepaway Camp? That's a trilogy. We only watched the first one.
Oh.
But it's a trilogy.
Well, I liked it.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
That was the one with the little boy who was raised to be a little girl.
Yeah.
Who kept killing. Yeah.
Sometimes murderers gotta murder.
In lots of fun ways, like with a curling iron. There have been a good amount of horror trilogies, but usually they end up becoming more than 3 movies.
Yeah, I mean, if they're making the money, why would they stop?
Right. One that came to mind very quickly for me was Alien, although they have now made like 6 of them, so it's hard to... They originally only made 3 for a very long time, and then Jean-Pierre Jeunet made one, which I liked, with Winona Ryder. But... And that's what they released them as, like, the quadrilogy now. But now we've got Prometheus, and we're about to have Romulus, so it's not really a trilogy anymore. I really liked the first and second Psycho. I thought Psycho 2 was actually not that bad. Also filmed on the lot where the Psycho house was, and you could see it in color, like in Maxine. Also starring Anthony Perkins, and starring Osgood Perkins, who is directing the movie we're seeing next time, as young Norman Bates. What are some other good trilogies? Although Psycho 2 is not that great, and Psycho 3 was pretty bad. But the first 2 are good.
You just said you liked Psycho 2.
Yeah. I said Psycho 3 is pretty bad. Mm. And if I didn't say that, that's what I meant. 2 was decent.
Were they like later films, or were
yes, they were in color.
Gotcha.
And later. They were... Oh, Psycho 2 was probably late 80s. And then 3, I don't even remember when that came out. I don't think it was too long after 2. But 2 came out, late 80s. Wreck was originally a trilogy, although I believe they've made more. The Poltergeist movies, even though 3 was pretty terrible, the first one is great, and the second one is pretty decent, and scared the shit out of me when I was little. We should probably watch that at some point. There's a creepy preacher in it. He really scared me.
I love a creepy preacher.
Yeah. The Omen is a trilogy series, although, of course, we've got some more of those now, too.
Paranormal Activities. Those are a million.
There's a million of them.
Yeah.
For a while, there were 3. But now there's more.
And amount of time. There was 3. Okay, we're out of my depth and breadth of horror movies. I'm just here as a pitch hitter. Was that what?
Pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter.
Basket Case is a trilogy. I'm pretty sure there was only 3 basket cases. And I've only seen the first 2, so I can't vouch for the third one, but I love the first 2. Actually, I did start watching the third one, but I think I fell asleep. They're all on Tubi. Tubi.
I was gonna say.
I had to. I'm sorry.
I knew it was coming.
I believe there were 3 cubes. I'd like to apologize for our furnace coming on, but it's over 80 and we need it. So sorry. I believe there were 3 Cube movies, like I said. I've only seen the first one. Have you seen any of those?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cube, where they're in like a weird cube and they have to figure out why and how to get out of it.
Are you talking about Love is Blind?
No! No! I'm not even a little bit talking about Love is Blind. Those are most of the trilogies that I can think of that are notable, with the exception of 2, which I think are the best of the bunch. And that would be George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, the zombie trilogy.
And Shaun of the Dead.
No.
See, that's 4.
So those, even though I don't think Day of the Dead is great, I like it okay. And then I think the best trilogy, the only reason I can't totally say that this is my number 1 pick is because it's sort of horror adjacent, is the Vengeance trilogy. Old Boy, it's Park Chan-wook's movies, so Old Boy, Lady Vengeance, and Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And those 3 movies are great. Kate's looking at me like I'm speaking Swahili, which is fine.
I'm ready to get to talking about the movie that I did watch.
Yeah, that makes sense. Next time I'll choose a roundtable that you can also
participate in. That'll be nice.
I think the Vengeance trilogy is my favorite, just because I think all 3 of those movies are really solid. They're all thematically linked. They're all really fun and action-packed and have interesting twists and great acting and are really stylish.
They sound great.
They are, but they're subtitled, so...
I probably won't want to watch those.
That's right.
Not that subtitles are bad, I just like to crochet while I'm... or other things. I need a separate thing that I'm doing whilst I'm watching a movie, and subtitles don't work very well with that.
It makes it a little difficult for me, but I soldier on. I'm very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And brave.
And so brave. So, listeners, what are your favorite horror trilogies? I didn't consider Trilogy of Terror because even though it's called Trilogy of Terror, it's 1 movie. But it is pretty fun.
Is it the length of a trilogy?
It's the length of an anthology movie, but there's 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
You see.
I do.
So that is our round table. Let us know your picks. If you have seen the 3rd Basket Case, how is it? Or the 3rd Omen? Or the 3rd Sleepaway Camp?
All these 3 things that we've just given up on.
Yeah. I would have a hard time believing that the 3rd of any of those are any good.
At all.
At all. All right, that's been our round table. Let's get to talking about Maxine, shall we?
Let's.
This movie is rated R. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 43 minutes. It was written and directed and edited by Ty West. It stars Mia Goth, Kevin Bacon, and Michelle Monaghan, also Bobby Cannavale and Giancarlo Esposito. It was released in theaters July 5th of this year. It is 75% fresh with critics and 78% fresh with
There you
audiences. Kay doesn't like when Jamie doesn't say fresh. Fresh. So what happens in Maxine? This one is 6 years after the events of X. So the movies go X, Pearl, Maxine, but the events go Pearl, X, Maxine.
Was it confusing to anyone else? No, just me? Amy did have to tell me that they are not the same person.
Well, they're different people, but they're both in X. Yeah. Yeah, Kay didn't realize that. I didn't know it needed explaining, but it did.
Once I rewatched the other ones, then I figured it out. I was like, yes, if I paid any attention to the timestamps, the dates on these, yes, they're not the same person. But it is the same actress.
It is the same actress, yes.
With the only difference that she covered up her birthmark.
Right. So this one, we're rejoining Maxine 6 years after the events of X, and she is just about to make her crossover from porn star to horror movie star. She's just auditioning for this horror movie, which is a sequel to a pretty popular B horror movie with a lady director.
I know my lines.
Yeah, she don't need to look at her script. Shit. But once again, her friends start coming up dead. And that is throwing a wrench into her plans. We also have this coinciding with the Night Stalker. She's in Hollywood, of course, and that's where the Night Stalker is making his killings. Although it doesn't have anything to do with the Night Stalker whatsoever.
Yeah, they didn't give enough, I know that it's Richard Ramirez because I like true crime.
Sure.
But they didn't go into the Night Stalker at all.
Mm-mm.
They just had him, the newscasters baiting everyone, guard your loins, he's coming for you. But it wasn't specific. He was never specifically against sex workers. He also was one that was strange in that he had victims from 9 years old to 70-something years old.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he wasn't specifically going after even any of these characters that are being portrayed in this movie. So that's another thing that I was just like, It's weird that we focus so deep on this red herring.
He wanted to set it in a place and time. Also, this is kind of an homage to giallo movies, which are like Italian slasher movies, like Dario Argento movies. Also, he was also paying homage to 80s kind of sex horror movies, like Brian De Palma movies. And he does a pretty good job of that, but he's trying to... Giallo movies have a lot of, red herrings. They're good mysteries. They want to, You're like, well, it could be this person, but it could also very easily be this person. It could be easily this person. So I think he wanted to put the Night Stalker in there to give you...
You know what happened, though? He just beat it over our heads that it was definitely the Night Stalker, and then it wasn't the Night Stalker.
And then it wasn't the Night Stalker.
It wasn't just, one of the red herrings.
No. I don't know if that was why he wanted to add that in there, or if he wanted to, ground it in a place and time.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You can't do a movie at this time
in this
Hollywood
place
without mentioning it, because
it
was a big deal. I think he had, 17, 18 kills in just over a year. So
yes, it was a big deal.
Right.
So I suppose. And they're also talking about satanic panic in this and censorship and thinking that horror movies and metal music are going to, turn the youths into bloodthirsty
lead them astray.
Savages. Yeah. And among this, we've got Maxine, who is still the ambitious, I'm a fucking star kind of babe that we already knew. And she just moves through these events. She's got somebody who is tailing her, who ends up being Kevin Bacon with 2 gold canine teeth, doing a foghorn leghorn accent. And I liked him in this. I thought he was funny. Kevin Bacon was the private detective.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know actors' names, just like you don't know characters' names.
So she's got a private detective who is coming after her and trying to blackmail her with a a copy of the tape, of the sex tape that they made in X.
Which presumably was going to be put out into the world. So, like, why is that such a bad thing?
Because it's tied to a series of murders.
Yeah.
Which I did enjoy that they called the Texas Porn Star Massacre. Texas Porn Star Massacre.
Yeah.
Which was very good.
Clever.
Very clever.
Get this guy a job at the ad agency. Am I right?
Right. So this person is blackmailing her, and also her friends are turning up dead. They keep going to these parties in the hills and then turning up dead.
Right.
Also people she's working with. So she gets this role on this horror movie. It's about to be her big break, but every time she has to like come to the set or something happens and somebody close to her gets murdered, or she gets chased by this PI. And that's kind of the setup for the movie.
Or the first guy.
The first guy?
Down the alley.
Oh yeah, that was great. There was a ball stomping scene in this that was very satisfying and gross.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. So, what did you think of this movie, Kay?
Overall, I liked it. I don't think it had enough lead up to the resolution that, like, I felt like, oh, God, they solved it. You know, it kind of just was watching her go through her day-to-day. But overall, I did like it. I liked Pearl the best. I think this one is probably my third favorite.
Yeah.
As it sounds like trilogies often go.
Yep. You don't often see the second one being the best, but in this case, it's definitely the best of the three.
But I also just liked the character of Pearl better than I liked the character of Maxine in either movie.
Well, they both have that ambition, but only one of them is a total certifiable wackadoo.
Crazy.
So...
Only one of them I said, wow, if I ever had to do an audition ever again, I would choose this monologue.
It's a great performance. And her performance in this one is also very good.
Right. I am not taking it away from Mia Goth. I just think that the plot wasn't as great.
The plot was not as great.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be an homage to Giallo, and it didn't have those great plot twists. It didn't have... there was no mystery in who it was.
Right.
If you've watched the other movies, I mean, you knew, right? Who it was going to be from the beginning? And they don't try to steer you in another direction, like, oh, maybe it's not him. I'm not going to give it away, but it's very obvious if you've watched the movies, the other two. Well, honestly, it's very obvious if you watched X. Who is after her. And so they take away the suspense in the movie. And when it is revealed, there's a little bit of a twist as to what's going to happen, what their ultimate plan is, but it wasn't enough payoff.
Right.
I didn't think. Which is too bad.
That being said, like, I liked it. I liked how 80s it felt. I enjoyed seeing the outfits. I liked, some of the kills and or just special effects that were used. So I didn't dislike watching the movie if I was there just for a conclusion for a trilogy. Yeah, not mad. But if this was a standalone movie, I don't think I would be that happy with it.
No.
No.
That's interesting. I think this movie could stand okay on its own.
But I just already cared about the characters, is what I'm saying.
There's no characters to care about in this one besides her.
Except for her.
There was the guy who's her friend that works at the video store who was kind of likable, but everybody else who's killed, I felt like with X, we liked those characters. We grew to know who they were a little bit.
Yeah.
And to like them on their own. And that made their kills more impactful. And with this one, it was just like, oh, we see Halsey for 5 seconds and then she gets killed.
Yeah. This is my hooker friend. She's dead.
Right.
This is my hooker friend that went to a party. She's dead.
Right. This is my friend that works in the video store. He's dead. This is the girl that I spoke to once at the movie studio. She's dead.
I'm saying hooker because it's the 80s and not because I call them hookers. Sex workers. Sex work is work. Everyone loves them.
So yeah, it didn't really have that. I also felt that the writing in this one was pretty poor compared to the other ones. Especially compared to Pearl, but compared to even X. I felt like there was a real camaraderie between the characters in X. And yeah, this one is just about Maxine and her drive and her ambition. Yeah. So yeah, she's not connecting with people as much as she would. But I feel like, I don't know, part of a movie is to make you care enough about the characters that when they're killed, it's a loss, feel something. Right? So I think some of it might have been intentional, there being a lot of artifice but no substance was kind of like the hallmark of the 80s. So maybe that was intentional. I can tell you that it was filmed all on equipment that they would have had in the 80s.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And the special effects used were special effects that they could have used at that time. That's a fun thing that Ty West likes to do.
Just getting covered in, what's it, to make the mold of her face.
Oh, yeah, that was creepy. Liquid latex, maybe, or plasticine or
and
something.
It just dripping down from her neck to her chest.
I think it has a really nice look.
Yeah.
I think the soundtrack is good, although a little bit obvious with the 80s songs that they chose.
I didn't mind.
I don't think most people will.
Yeah.
It's testing very high, as we said, with audiences. So I think this is going to be a big hit. Unfortunately, I just didn't like it as much as the other two.
Right.
Watching this one did make me like X more in retrospect.
And that's something.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of connections between this and the previous movies in here. The audition, there's a sign that says X Factor when she's leaving. She's wearing a shirt that says We, which is... We Magazine was a porno magazine back then that is not around anymore. But also the song Wee Wee Marie is in both Pearl and X. And I think it's sort of an homage to that.
Cute little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. There was also a moment in Pearl where she's talking about Theda Bara, the silent film actress, and she puts her cigarette out in Maxine on Theda Bara's Hollywood sign, or Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I didn't. I was wondering why they zoomed in on that, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I don't know why I care.
That's why.
Cool. Great.
And also, longtime listeners of the podcast will know that we are all big fans of Larry Fessenden, the indie horror filmmaker and actor. And he is, as he used to be in cameos in lots of movies back when we first started, I feel like. But now we don't see him so often. But he is the studio lot security guard in this. And it was very nice to see old Larry. So you still like Pearl the best.
That's right.
And then X and then this one.
That's right.
Which one do you think was the scariest?
I think you got to see a lot more of the murders in, well, X and Pearl. But I think X had me on my toes a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that the X is more, there's more suspense. There's not a lot of suspense in this. I think that Maxine is put forth as being really capable from the very beginning of the movie, so you're not all that scared for her, which I think also kind of hurt the movie a little bit.
But I feel like that is definitely the feeling for all of the sex workers of like, yeah, I've seen some shit. Like, this is nothing that I'm actually afraid of. I don't need you to walk me to my car. Well, one of them said, please walk me to my car. I'm so afraid of the Night Stalker. And then she does get murdered.
Yeah.
But Maxine's like, it's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah. And I mean, she was also very capable in X, but we were more afraid. And I think that was also like a more strange and creepy situation.
But yeah, that was
she wasn't on her where she felt comfortable.
Right. They were all on this one property where they assumed it would be fine. They were renting the place, and then, everything just kind of happened at them, but too quickly for any of them to really escape. The only person that even got into the car, got killed a minute later.
Right.
And then Maxine left. But other than that, they didn't even know to leave. Whereas this is just, this is the city that I'm living in. This is what's happening around me.
Yeah.
It's less insular.
And it's less unfamiliar, so it's not as scary.
Right.
Which one do you think had the best story?
We're taking out Pearl again?
No. No, I think Pearl definitely had the best story.
Okay, good. Yeah. Definitely Pearl.
Yeah. But I mean, with the other two, they're slashers. So the stories are usually not going to be
Right.
that great. It's set him up and kill him. Set him up and kill him. But it did. It still had the best story. I think that... Well, which one do you think had the best kills?
I mean, anyone that's being fed to a crocodile.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Pearl again. Pearl's my favorite.
Or X. She got eaten by the crocodile.
That's true, but...
In Pearl, I think she only feeds the goose to the crocodile. Does she actually end up feeding anybody else to him?
Her dad's on the
Or her?
edge.
Theta is who she named her crocodile after.
Oh, that's nice.
Theta Bara is the name of her crocodile.
I don't remember if... I guess she just, started to push her dad in and then got caught by her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably the kills are the best in X.
Sure.
Personally. Although there is a good guy getting smashed in a car compactor in this one.
Yeah,
I
and then
liked
the
that.
doggy loved it.
Yeah.
That doggy said, nom, nom, nom.
Nom, 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 nom. Smoothie. That's what Doggy said. Delicious, healthy smoothie. I'm on the go. I think Pearl's got it for best performances, too.
Yeah.
Although the rest of the cast in X was very good.
Yeah, but I cared
Especially-
about her sister-in-law more than I cared about anyone in X.
Did you?
Yeah.
I liked the blonde other porn actress in X. I think the best of any other character in the rest of these movies.
Oh, yeah?
I thought she was very likable. Don't get jealous.
No, I just assumed it was because she reminded you so much of me.
That's right.
Because she was just like, oh, yeah, I could be a director. I picked that shot. I did this.
Yeah. That's why I liked her.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, Mia Goth's performance in Pearl was great.
Anyways, everyone just turn off this movie and go watch Pearl again.
It is on Prime now. I'm just saying. It definitely had a really good look, just like the Giallos. I thought, again, Ty West always edits his movies, and the editing in this was really good and felt very 80s and Brian De Palma-esque, and I liked that about it. And it was very good for the time period and for the look he was trying to go for.
I will just fight back a little bit and say that, 80s are very nostalgic for you. You didn't really particularly like the look of Pearl at all because you didn't care about any of the clothes from there. Even when she got in her fancy little dresses.
Yeah.
Even when sister-in-law came over and I was obsessed with that little fairy dress and you were
Yeah.
like, I don't like it. But give me some 80s looks.
You're right. 80s is a very special, nostalgic decade for me. So I might be a little
A
partial.
little biased.
But I did like the overall look of Pearl. I just didn't like the costumes.
Right.
I mean, because it's not my
Yeah.
time period of choice.
Right.
But I love the way they were able to work in the pandemic and filming it during the pandemic by having them have masks because of influenza. That was so clever.
Yeah, and it still hit at the right time. When did we see it? 22? 23.
21 or 22.
Yeah. It was... Oof. Oh, the pandemic.
And to find out that they wore masks back then and weren't little bitches about it.
And the scarecrow scene.
And the scarecrow
Take me
scene.
back to Pearl. I can't stop saying it.
I liked the actress who played the director in this.
Sure.
What's her name? Ah, shit. Elizabeth Debicki is her name. I liked her, but her dialogue was just terrible. Every time she talked, it was like, you have to push yourself, Maxine. One more time, and you're not going to get a chance like this again. It was like every single time, it was just, every word that came out of her mouth just served to reinforce Maxine's, like, ambition.
I mean, the director didn't get there in the 80s without pushing.
I know, but it was just... It was so corny, the way that her dialogue was just a constant... The plot reaffirming what needed to happen.
But
it was not natural for that.
But those shoulder pads, though.
I mean, they were great. Her costuming was great. However, everything that came out of her mouth was so cliched it made me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because she did a good job with what she had. But yeah, the writing was noticeably weaker in this than in the first two movies.
Do you think it was because Mia wasn't a part of the writing and directing?
She wasn't.
She wasn't?
She wasn't part of the directing ever, but she did co-write Pearl. And yeah, maybe. Maybe so, you know? All of Ty West's movies are kind of a style exercise in their own way. Going back to, like, The House of the Devil and even something like The Sacrament that he did, which was that movie that was just like Jonestown, but they don't call it Jonestown, they call it something else. They're always kind of homages to different styles of movies, and this one is too, and I should have expected it, but there's not enough substance underneath it. Substance that I think was present in X and was present in Pearl. The character that Kevin Bacon plays in this reminded me a lot of the character he played in Wild Things, and he was better in that, but it was still kind of fun to see him kind of reprise that role here. The killer in this has black gloves, which is a very Giallo thing, and I appreciated that, and a very Brian De Palma thing too.
If I saw another close-up of those gloves grabbing something, I was going to flip my movie chair upside down.
Yeah, that's very Giallo, honey.
I get it. You're a tortured soul.
That's right.
Oh my god.
I knew a girl who worked at a peep show like that. There was one called The Lusty Lady in San Francisco, and this girl, Elmo, that I knew worked there.
I don't think I would mind it. You just have a mirror, and you're just dancing for yourself in the mirror. And then it's like a one way.
No, actually, I feel like at the Lusty Lady, they could see us. Because we went to visit her one time.
And she knew it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was employee owned.
Yeah.
They all seemed to like it.
Dance in front of a mirror.
I wonder if that place still exists. The Lusty Lady. Listeners, if you have been to San Francisco recently and can confirm, let me know. So, do you recommend this film?
Sure. I don't know.
Do you think it needs to be seen in theaters?
I don't think it needs to be seen in theaters. I think that if you wait 2 months when it's on streaming and you want to have like a whole night of fun and you watch all 3 in a row, then that'll be fun. We watched X on Friday and Pearl on Saturday.
No, we watched X on Thursday,
Pearl on Friday,
and then
we saw it in the theater. And I did like seeing them all together.
Yeah. It's a better trilogy than most trilogies, as we learned from our roundtable. Most of them are not that great.
But yeah, I don't necessarily think that if you haven't seen the first 2 since they came out, you need to run to the theaters and get this one under your belt.
No, but I would say we went to see this with somebody who hadn't seen the first 2, and I do think it's probably helpful if you see X first.
Right.
Because they do kind of jump you off right into this one without a whole lot of preamble. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the only thing that you're really missing out on is when she has, like, the flashback when she's in the confined space of getting her mold being made, of, like, the hands on the body, that you would be completely lost. of like, I don't know what this is. I don't know why she's thinking about this. That's the only part that, I mean, and then for the actual killer,
Right.
that's kind of laid out in X. But other than that,
Not super laid out, though.
right. But at least you know who the character
Right.
is.
I recommend this. I didn't love it. I'm going to give this a 3.5 stars out of 5. I was a little disappointed.
Wait, you have to give it a 4. There was a dong. She smashed off the balls.
Was there a visible penis? Was there a visible penis?
Well, balls apart.
No.
It's a package deal. It's a
Gotta hang
literal
dong.
package deal.
Gotta hang dong. I would if we could see the penis clearly, but I don't think we could.
Heard.
What do you want to rate this?
I'll give it a 3.
A 3?
Because I don't have the nostalgia of the 80s.
That's fair.
Because I'm so young.
But to have that giant cookie jar full of cocaine.
Oh, the duck cookie jar full of cocaine. That's all I wanted.
What? I mean, I feel like to me she's already succeeded in life if she has that.
If you have a full duck full of cocaine.
Yeah.
At your disposal.
At your disposal.
Yeah, she loves doing it. She's doing it all the time.
Well, it gives her the energy she needs to get out of sticky situations.
She's doing it with $100 bills, which
That's
is
right.
the safest way to do it, of course, because
Sure.
of the amount of germs. But everyone knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
It's just a tidbit that I learned in my 20s. I don't know. Is that not something that you learned?
I've never thought about it. But I suppose fewer people use them, so maybe they're less dirty.
Right.
But we both recommend it. Just, it's not great, but it's decent.
Yeah. Enjoy the soundtrack. Enjoy the costumes.
Enjoy the pretty look of it and the good editing, and Mia Goth in another charismatic performance.
Yeah. Cry on cue, of course.
But I would say watch them X Maxine Pearl so that you end on the best one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you won't miss anything if you're watching Pearl last.
No, not at all.
Except for the flashback when she was getting the mold done. No,
That's an X.
That's next. Okay. And on Pearl.
Yeah. So that's what we say. So let's talk spoilers for this. Spoilers. It was very satisfying. This guy dressed up as Buster Keaton starts following her down an alley, and she has a gun, which she carries, which of course she would after what happened to her in X.
Sure.
And she, instead of shooting him, she makes him strip down, and she stomps his balls. Balls. In a great scene.
That's at the very beginning of the movie, and we've already spoiled it, so I don't know why we set back to that, but...
Because I wanted to talk about it again. Because it was satisfying. And what else happens in it? Let's see. There aren't great kills in this, really.
No.
There was one where a guy, her agent and attorney, ends up helping her. That's Giancarlo Esposito. He ends up helping her by getting Kevin Bacon, the private attorney, or the private detective who's following her, and trapping him and crushing him in a car compactor. And that was pretty cool. But other than that, we just got some stabbings.
The best friend, got stabbed with his own knife that he's been playing with since the second that we meet him.
So, of course, that was obvious.
Yeah.
That was going to happen. Nobody else is really killed on screen except for the people that Pearl kills. I mean, the people that Maxine kills.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's just kind of true crime murder photos of just like, and these are your best friends that are no longer with us.
Right. And we do see a suitcase fall down the stairs and body parts come out of it.
I mean, everyone does have the satanic...
The pentagrams burned onto them.
into them.
Yeah.
So that's a little gruesome, but like, fine.
But meh.
Meh.
Yeah, the kills aren't great in this. Unfortunately.
And then who is it? Who's the killer, baby? Who's the killer?
It's her dad, of course.
It's her dad.
It's the guy in the videos
The
or
guy-
on the TV playing all through X, the televangelist,
The goddamn
who is revealed
evangelicus.
at the end of X to be her dad, who has been looking for her because that's his wayward daughter. But he's part of this really powerful cabal who are going to exorcise her on camera.
Right.
And I guess have been killing all of her friends because they've been trying to exorcise them too.
I don't know. Also, just because she wants to make some quick cash doesn't mean that she's got the devil inside of her.
Yeah, but of course they would think so.
Yeah. Religion's fun.
Religion's fun. But it wasn't at all a surprise. It was very obvious. Who else would be after her?
The Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker or the police, right? Why wouldn't the police have gotten a hold of her sooner? They've had this tape for this amount of time. She's a famous porn star. Somebody would have put it together at this point. People recognize her on the street.
Right. The security guard where she works is like, oh yeah, I know you.
Right. Everybody knows her. So how has nobody put together that she's in this and gone and talked to her before this? That don't make no sense.
I don't know.
That's what the movie should have been about. Her trying to evade the police and make it as a star.
Sure.
That would have been a better movie.
Give it some plot. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would have
That'd
been.
be nice.
Wouldn't that have been nice? So that's what we think about Maxine. A little disappointed, but at least it looked good and it was fairly fun. But not as good as the other two.
Right. I mean, I did love her Canadian tuxedo, all denim getup.
That was really cute when
Oh
she
my
struts into the
gosh.
audition.
With her little white pumps. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Woodwear.
Mm-hmm. Also, Halsey is a babe, and I wish she was in the movie longer. Makes me want to listen to her music.
Only kind of.
Only kind of, yeah. Only kind of. For our next movie, listeners, I don't think my hopes could be any higher. My hopes for the entire year of horror are pinned solely on the back of Longlegs. And it is coming out this coming Friday the 12th. And I'm going to see it Thursday, and I'm very excited about it.
The amount of group text messages that have been going on. Oh my goodness.
I can only hope that I won't be disappointed. Because my hopes are sky high.
To the roof.
I'm trying not to watch anything. I'm trying not to read anything. It's crazy that I've seen a lot of ads on like Instagram and stuff, but as many times as I've been to the movies lately, we've never seen a trailer for it.
I have literally no idea what we're talking about.
Longlegs, the
Yeah.
new Osgood Perkins movie.
I know based on the group text that I'm a part of, but I just don't know what it is.
Well,
I'll figure it out.
it's the movie I'm most excited to see this year.
Sure.
By one of my favorite horror directors. I just rewatched I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House last night, and I just love it. It's one of my comfort movies. It's
And there's
just
long legs involved?
Longlegs is the next movie.
Sure.
Not related.
No.
We
Yeah.
watched The Blackcoat's Daughter by him. That was the one where the two girls were at the boarding school that was closed, but their parents didn't come to get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one.
And
Okay.
the one girl cuts the other girl's head off and is like praying to the boiler in the basement.
This one does.
Yeah. One of my favorites. So we're very excited to announce that we're going to be doing Longlegs next. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully I won't be so sad when I come on here to tell you that I'm disappointed. I don't think I will be. I hope I won't be. Listeners, what are you reading? You reading anything good? I'm reading an anthology of horror stories called, I think it's called Fearful Symmetries, edited by Caitlin R. Kiernan. And so far it's pretty good. There's a Brian Evanson story in there. He's one of my favorites that I like a lot. And what else was in there that was good? I don't know. I'd have to go look. Nathan Ballingrud, the North American Lake Monsters guy, he did one that was good in there. I've never read anything by him before. I might have to read that North American Lake Monsters. Oh, Buzz, are you snoring? Are you snoring?
I'm snapping.
Anything new with you that you'd like to share?
Well, for our beach read, we went on the 4th to the beach. I started Room, which I already have a problem going into child speak, and this book is just reinforcing all of that.
You're liking it so far?
Yeah, I very much like it. Also, yeah, it's always been like a part of my speech pattern to say things like, oh, instead of, I went to visit my mom today, I would say, I went to visit mom. Doesn't matter who I'm talking to, you'll figure it out, figure out the context. Turns out I'm just speaking like a 5-year-old.
A 5-year-old who's grown up around no one.
Literally no one, just assigning, attributes to inanimate objects, which I also do.
That's true.
And penis floats. That's also one of the lines in the book.
I just love that there's no definite articles in it because he only has one of everything.
It's just the one, yeah.
That's the only one that exists, so it's TV, not the TV.
Yeah. Because table has, a spider web underneath it. Table does.
Well, you'll have to let us know what you think of Room once you finish it.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, good.
I'll just barge in next week when you're talking about your favorite horror film.
I hope.
Anyways,
Room. All right, listeners, that'll do it for this week's episode. I also should point out this one is coming early because we had a rerun for you last time, so 2 weeks in a row, new episode, yay. Listeners, have you ever watched the Tournament of Champions on, or the Masters on Jeopardy? Jesus
so
Christ.
hard.
I thought I was good at Jeopardy, and then I started watching the Jeopardy Masters Championship, whatever. I'll get like 2 per game.
I'll get 0 per game.
They're so hard. We had to go back to Celebrity Jeopardy so I could feel smart.
Just to feel a little bit better about ourselves.
I mean, I do fine on regular Jeopardy, but Jesus Christ, this Tournament of Champions. Who are these people?
No one I want to
Where did
hang
they
out
come
with.
from?
Nerds.
God.
Freaking nerds.
I want to give them wedgies. Also, I want to point out how much saliva is in Mia Goth's mouth when she does her monologues.
She is not shy about any sort of bodily liquids. She will cry, she will snot, she will do a
There's just
crazy
so much
smile
saliva in her mouth that
Yeah.
bubbles up when she talks. She's great, but God, that monologue in Pearl, and then even in her audition in Maxine, so much spit in her mouth.
Do you remember the ending of Pearl where she's just smiling and
Of course.
smiling and smiling,
It's
and then
terrific.
she starts like crying, and then like she's got like drool coming from. What an actress! Not afraid to get ugly.
Really going hard in the paint, as Jamie would say. I started with the sports reference, and I'm ending with the sports reference.
No, you ended with the same sports reference.
Shh. Don't get up yet. I haven't closed. Just wait.
I'm done.
No.
I'm all set.
We'd like to thank you for listening. Thank you, Kay, for filling in.
My champagne's almost gone.
I know. We're about to be done. I'm going to get more tea. You can get more champagne. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks when we talk about Longlegs. And until next time, I've been Amy.
And I'm Kay.
Thank you and good night. And hail Ratma.
And hell champagne.
That too.